Next question is, consider the following data field and method. So here in this code, we have an integer 2D, which is shown over here. All right, so let's go further. Public void, what's it do? This is a method which has a nested for loop inside it. So let's look into the outer for loop first. For int row is equals to 0. So the outer for loop iterates over the variable row. So this starts with 0, goes on till row less than 2d dot length. Now what is this 2d dot length? It gives you the number of rows in the array, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is equals to 4, okay? Let's go inside this for loop. We have another inner for loop which iterates over the variable call. So this call variable starts from 0, goes on till 2d 0 dot length. Well, this 2d 0 dot length gives us the number of columns, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is equals to 5. All right. So let's try to iterate over these row and call variable. But before that, let me first give the indexing to this array, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, here also 0, 1, 2, and 3. Now, let us try to iterate over these two variables. Row is initialized to 0. Column is also initialized to 0. Now, let us look into this if condition is if row equals to 0. Yes, that's the case. So this condition is satisfied and we will have to do what? 2d row call is equals to. So here we are trying to modify the value into 2d 0, 0, which is present over here. So we will modify it. That means we will delete this. And we are doing what? 2d row call plus 1. 2d 0, 1. So whatever the value we have over here will be written over here. Okay. All right. So next time the call value is iterated to 1, incremented to 1. Okay. So this condition becomes call. Call is incremented to 2. Condition becomes call. Iterated to 3. Condition becomes false. Iterated to 4. Condition becomes false. Once again 5. Now since this 5 will not satisfy the inner for loop condition, okay, so what we will have to do, we will this time have to increment the value of row variable. So b will increment it to 1. So this time we will again iterate on the variable call, which is initialized to 0. Condition becomes false. Call becomes 1. So this time this if condition will be satisfied and the value of 2d11, which is present over here, will be modified and will be replaced with the value 2d12. Okay, so here we will write 4. Call value will become 2, condition becomes false. Call value will become 3, condition becomes false. Call will become 4. If condition becomes false, call becomes 5. Okay, so this time this for loop will be terminated. Now, once this is terminated, we will go to the outer for loop, increment the value of row to 2, and then call is again initialized to 0. Now, is this 2 equals to 0? No, it does not. We will increment the call. Is this 2 equals to 1? No, we will increment it to 2. Is this if row equals to call, 2 equals to 2? Yes. We will replace this with this value. Okay. So on. Call becomes 5. This value, this for loop is terminated. We go to outer for loop, increment the value of row to 3. Okay. This time call is 0. Condition, if condition becomes false, call becomes 1. If condition becomes false, call becomes 2. If condition becomes false, call becomes 3. If condition is satisfied, and we will finally replace this with 3. All right. So what is the question ahead? What values does 2D contains after a call to what it do? Okay, let me first try to erase all of this. Okay, so now what do we have to do over here? We have to select which option is the correct option or gives the final values of the 2D array. Now, if we will look at the option C and option D, it tells us that the first element 0, 0 is 1, which is incorrect. Here we have modified it to 2. So we will eliminate option C and option D. Now, let's try option A and option B. Now, see, we have modified the diagonals. So 2, 4, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1, 3. Okay, here, let's see. Okay, so 2, 4, 1, 3 is the diagonal. 2, 4, 1, 3 is the diagonal. 2, 4, 1, 3 is the diagonal. That's correct. Now, what we have to do over here is, see, diagonals are same in option A and option B. So we have to find out what is the difference between option A and option B. Let us try. So it is 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. So now we will just look at the first row values in the original 2D. So it is 2, 3, 4, 5. And we have modified it to 2. So 2, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the correct option. So 2, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the correct option. Hence, option A is the correct option and option B is the incorrect one.